What's up, everybody? New year, same sponsors. We're talking about Elite Sports, the only apparel company that's got our merch squaring around. We're talking about ELETE sports.com. They got everything from squaring around. They also sponsor their own athletes. So if you're trying to get some custom merch for your family, you're looking for a good gift, shop EliteSports.com. Use code SQUARE at checkout to get a nice discount. Tell them the Square Boy sent you. What's up, man? Should you stop our collection too if you're trying to get like a squaring around hoodie, jacket, sweater, hat. We got all that. EliteSports.com. Use code SQUARE. One of the best things you can have is home field advantage. We have that same thing. Use code SQUARE at checkout, homefield.com. You can shop everywhere. Not really Texas State, but I guarantee you if you buy something and you bother them enough, like I've been doing in the off season, eventually, one day, like a phoenix, we shall rise. Homefield.com. Use code SQUARE at checkout.
Tired of winning the tailgate, but losing the games? We can't help that. But we can tell you what the hell is up with each team and what's going on across sunny San Marcos. Texas State fans, get on your feet. You're listening to Squaring Around with Jacob Rodriguez and Andrew Zimmel.
Welcome back to our regularly scheduled programming. Last week we did like a super tight, super early episode. And basically we didn't need to change anything either because of how the week went for us athletically. Softball continues to dominate. Baseball just got the kicked out of them by Baylor. Sorry, boys.
Yeah.
What else?
And the worst part is that UTSA beat Texas. Like, it's like, if one of those two things happen, we lose to Baylor bad. All right. UTSA loses to Texas. Okay. But they beat Texas, snapped a 17-game win streak. So they're online. They don't even care that they beat Texas. They're coming to us being like, loser. It's like, damn, bro. We can't catch a break.
It's like in the men's basketball season, like we didn't hear anything from those guys because their team was worse than ours somehow.
Barely, but yeah.
You know, their women's team was very good. Got bounced out of the American Athletic Conference.
Who does that sound like?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Not so fun now, is it, UTSA? I wish we could only deal with them during like football or like something like that. But it's every season now.
Here's what you got to look forward to. When we go to the Pac-12, like everybody's telling us we're going to, we'll be a football only edition, and then we'll only worry about them during football, and then the rest of the season it'll be like, well, we're in the Pac-12 for football. What do you want?
Dude, if that happened, first of all, if that happens, that's the dumbest thing ever for Texas State to do.
Football only?
Yeah, I think so. Like,
maybe.
What are we doing? Like half? We're doing this half speed?
Hey, listen, there's a lot of teams that do that where they go like, I saw one, it was like half their stuff is in the Horizon League, the other half is in the Big East. Whatever, do what you need to do. But yeah, no, it's tough. It's one of those like, I lost my job and my neighbor won the lottery. That's what it's like.
It just feels like you're working two jobs though, no? Like,
well, I guess
also,
so.
like, are you a real member school? Like, how much negotiating power do you have at the table if you're only in one sport,
Well,
and for us, like, really, if we only have football in, like, what does that really do for us? Our football team's not that good. Let's be honest.
I'll tell you, and it's weird because, like, I feel
if you win like a national title and then jump conferences, I think we'd have a platform.
The standard for us kind of changed too, because football was so bad that like volleyball going to the NCAA tournament, baseball going to a super regional, softball going to the final game of a Sunbelt tournament. Like those were like, oh wow, this is really cool. Our football team's awful, but now our football team is good to average, and that means all these other sports now have higher standards. So it's like you can't lose 19-7 to Baylor anymore. You can't hide anymore,
Did they really score 7 runs in the 6th inning?
I don't know. That might not be the final. I know that it was I know the Texas State people put Texas at Texas State, and I kind of was like, what's up with that?
Hang on. I gotta look at this box score real quick. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Andrew. It wasn't 9 runs in the 6th. It was 10.
19-3 was the final.
I couldn't listen to that game, so I was just score watching the whole time.
Ooh, that's
And
the worst way to do it.
it was my first day back at work yesterday. We're recording this on Wednesday, right? Yeah,
Yep.
Wednesday. So I was back at work on Tuesday on a horse named Friday, and yeah, so I was watching it, and then I got home and I was like, oh yeah, the game. What happened with that? Look it up. Run ruled into the seventh. Like,
Now let me tell you because I want to hear these New York stories. So we got our got a little sporty sport out of the way. We'll come back to that. I want to hear about New York because our boy was the city the town mouse, the country mouse in the big city. So
straight
Jakey,
up.
tell us about New York.
Well, first of all, if you've never been to New York, highly recommend that trip. But I'm tired of this New York City elitism, you know?
Ah,
Because I had a few experiences there where I was like, I could get treated like in Texas if I wanted to. Like, what are you talking about? Everybody is not extremely friendly, you know?
no,
Wait,
I don't think New York City friendly city is like goes together. Nobody's
that's
ever
true.
said that. Nobody's ever said that.
I did fall for at least two scams, I'll be honest.
Wow,
I know.
two. You were
Yeah,
only there for like 4 days.
two, the first one was on me because, but I knew it was a scam. You know, it's like those guys in Times Square that like take your picture for
Yeah,
like $10. Well, I
yeah.
had a whole photo shoot after my Broadway concert. So that was like a,
Okay, tell people why you were in New York. It wasn't just a pleasure trip. It wasn't just a pleasure trip.
yeah, no, I went to go see Bill Burr and I did get to see him and interact with one William Burr.
Thank you.
Bill, I had to come see you in New York.
Oh,
It was
where you
out of
from?
respect.
That's-
Texas,
Oh, Texas. Where in Texas?
McAllen,
Where?
McAllen.
Never
Way
heard of it.
south, way
No,
south.
no. Way south?
Way south. See,
What's that?
6 miles from Mexico. I was so excited.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, and also Kieran Culkin, Bob Odenkirk, like everybody was like 5 feet away from me. It was so dope. Um,
Now, are they taller in person?
well, Bill Burr is about my height, but he was wearing like what are they called? Those Doc Marten shoes. I was gonna say those shoes that girls wear.
Yeah.
He was
I
wearing
know some
like
girls who wear Doc Martens. Yeah.
he was wearing like Doc Marten boots, and Kieran Culkin's way shorter than me. Bob Odenkirk also like shorter than me too. I felt like a giant. And I was like, yeah, king of the world.
Wow. First time in a while.
First
First time
time
since Tokyo.
First time since Tokyo and Mexico City, dude.
Yeah.
I was a
Good for
giant
you.
Mexican. I could honestly, if there was a school, Texas State, Mexico, if you're looking to add football over there, hit your boy up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's got some eligibility left. All right. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
So tell us about the scams. The photo shoot was one of them.
Oh yeah, the photo shoot was one of them. As I'm leaving, right, I saw these guys walking with this camera bag, and I recognized the logos B&H. For anybody that like knows about cameras, probably only Zach Webb who's gonna watch this is like, oh yeah, B&H. But their flagship store, it's just like world famous, it was like down the street, and I didn't know. So it was like a half mile away from my hotel the whole time. So I went over there. I had a good time inside. Just like I bought these BS headphones that like I'm gonna throw away, but whatever. I just like wanted to buy something basically, so I bought something, and I had like $60 on me in cash because I wanted to like tip out like the hotel people, right, who were like
Oh,
keeping the
okay.
bag. Not like $60 right there, but I needed some change basically, so that's why I bought those headphones. So I'm walking out, and this construction worker comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, excuse me, do you know the area?" And I'm like, "No, I'm from Texas." And he's like, "Ah, and I'm like, "Sorry, man, what am I gonna do?" So I keep walking, and he's like, "Well, maybe you can help me out anyway." So he starts telling me this sob story about his daughters in this car crash and how,
So you're a mark. That's what it is.
basically. And so I'm like, so what do you need, man? Do you need to get back to New Jersey to go see your family? And he was like, yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh, well, how
You
many,
fell
what,
for that?
I was like, what do you need? He was like 23 something. He like said something like super specific, like 2359 or something like that. And I was like, all right. He like gave me his phone number and everything. So I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, my wife will Venmo you like right now. And I was like, okay, whatever. Never hits me up. I'm gonna call him right now.
I
He's
don't think
gonna,
that's necessary.
he's gonna send me straight to voicemail. I swear to God.
Obviously. Or he's going to pick up and you're going to get paid. So one of the twos.
Can you hear this? Can you hear this
No.
dial tone? Probably has
This
me.
is a real number.
Yeah, yeah. It's
It's
ringing.
ringing. All right, that's good.
I can't dox him. I mean, I guess I could. He's a scammer, but he's gonna send me straight to voicemail probably.
I'm sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Please try your call again later.
I'm sorry, but the
Yeah.
person you're trying to call is full of basically.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Hate to see it. All right, well, so that's the first time, or is that the second time? That was the second time.
that was the second one, yeah.
Okay.
And
Well,
then,
that's not bad.
dude, my journey home sucked. Okay, let me tell you what happened.
Oh, yeah,
So I like to get to the airport probably exactly like you know, like I
a
like
little
to
early.
super early, like 2 hours in advance, like just to make
Mhm.
sure I can get through security. You know, they're super mean over there too, TSA. If you got a laptop or iPad,
No, all
empty
right.
out your bag.
Push it down. It don't matter if you got it on, zip it off. Move it off. Put the shoes in a separate bag. Shoes in a separate bag. No electronics, no cell phones, no bags. Remove the hat. Take off the bag. Take off. I don't have to tell y'all this. You are not in preschool. Push it down. Push it down. Remove the chain. This is why we have these, folks. This is why we have these. Put the chain in this. Push it down.
Let's do some critical thinking. Why would New York's TSA be
Yeah,
a little stricter than everybody else?
that's fair. They actually were super chill, much nicer compared to the TSA in Atlanta. I'll tell you that much. Those guys get after it. So anyway, I got to the airport like super early. It's like 4 o'clock. My flight leaves
LaGuardia or JFK?
LaGuardia, which is the pro move, I've been told.
Yes.
So I traveled correctly in New
Mhm.
York. So I'm there at like 4:30. My flight leaves at 6:30. I'm just like knocking out my time card and some other like business things I needed to do on my end, responding to emails and stuff for Squaring. And I look at my phone, it's like blowing up with like American Airlines updates. It's like flight delayed, flight canceled, flight delayed, flight canceled, flight delayed. I'm like, what the heck is going on? At one point, because of like Americans like auto booker that it does, like once your flight does that, it
Mhm.
like had me going on a flight from Orlando to Chicago to Dallas back to San Antonio the next day though, but like on Monday, you know? Prior to all of this, at like 4 o'clock, I had texted my EP because he had told me on Friday or on like Wednesday before I left, like, hey, if you need the day back when you leave, like, don't worry about it. I can work for you. And I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, don't worry about it. And I was like, all right. So I texted him. I was like, you know what? Could I take the day anyway?
I'm gonna need that day. Yeah.
I might need that day. Yeah. And that was before I knew about all this BS that I was going to have to navigate.
Right.
He was like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it." So, oh, sweet. So I already knew I had the day off, so I was just like slightly annoyed now because I was like, well, I was supposed to get home at like midnight, and now I'm gonna get home like tomorrow, maybe. That stinks. And so I had to go to like
So
American.
you had a whole day of travel. You were getting there at 4:30 a.m. and you weren't gonna get home till midnight.
Yeah. Well, like
Holy
that
cow!
originally, actually, it was projected. I wasn't gonna get home until another 24 hours. Like it was like gonna be 5 or 6 o'clock the next day.
That's awful. Like
Well,
I'm a cheapskate.
yeah.
I'm doing my travel like
No, and
all
this
in
is
one
me
day.
like blowing money, like because you and me travel opposite of each other. Like you know,
That's crazy.
yeah. This is
Yeah,
on
no,
money.
100%.
Yeah, like if this was Andrew, Andrew suggested me
I'd
driving.
still be in New York.
Exactly. So
My suggestion was get a car. I was like, rent a car and have a good time.
so I'm on the phone with the American Airlines, right? And they're like, you have to go talk to like the main information desk people, like not the
Okay.
people in the terminal. Like you have to go like outside of the TSA checked area and check
Yep.
with those people. Like
Yep.
those are the people that can actually help you. And I was like, "Are you sure? What the F? This is gonna
So,
ruin my day." So you know those like doors that say TSA only, like
mhm.
if you exit, you cannot come back in. My hand was on that door and I was about to open it. And then I hear now boarding, flight to Dallas. And I was like, "Are you kidding me? This guy on American Airlines just told me there was no more flights of the day." So I ran back down, got on that plane, had to negotiate basically. But then I ended up in the DFW airport where I had to spend the night on the floor of the
So
DFW.
again, 4:30 a. You got to the airport,
No,
and now
4:30
it's
p.
oh, okay,
No,
okay,
if this happened at
okay.
4:30 in the morning, I would lose my mind.
That's what I thought. I was like, this is insane. But
No,
okay,
I'm not a morning
4:30
person.
P. Got you. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
4:30 p. So now, by the time I get to Dallas, it's like midnight. I think I left New York at like 8 o'clock.
Now, again, this is where we go
No.
our separate ways here because you got to Dallas, and what was my suggestion?
You told me to drive, but American.
I said ask a friend because we have a ton of friends in Austin. We have a ton of friends in Dallas. You can grab one of those guys, go halfway, meet you in Waco, meet another person. I would have done that drive for you if I didn't have to do the radio show on Monday morning. If I had just a normal day, I would have picked you up.
I haven't even told you the worst part of it is I on the way back, right? Like I couldn't sleep on the flight from New York to Dallas because I was just annoyed. But so I was watching Entourage. I watched the first 4 episodes of season 1. Shout out.
Yo, Vince, need to sign this.
Not now, Terrell.
It's for Mary at Nike. You wanted to shut down our shoe supply?
You
I better sign it. After lunch.
Don't sign that, Vince. They screwed it up. They got your eye color wrong.
It's black and white.
They look brown to me.
And the flight attendant comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, do you want anything? Like, you want a Coke or something?" And I was like, "You know what? I would like a Coke." Hands me the Coke. I pop it open. It explodes all over me. Freaking covered in Coke, bro. Right. Half my shirt, all of my pants are covered in Coke.
Did they do that on purpose?
I don't know, but
I think that might be an Entourage hate crime.
I was
I
about
think
to
they saw you
strangle
watching
him, honestly.
Entourage and we're like, we're doing this.
So as soon as I got to the DFW airport, I like took off my clothes in the airport terminal bathroom and like took a shower. I looked to my left. There's a janitor watching me from the closet as I'm taking a shower in the airport terminal bathroom.
Can we get a race check?
I'm like, he was black. Race check. But yeah, it was I was tough living. And I changed into new clothes and eventually got back home. When I got home to San Antonio, I got into this Uber. I don't know if you guys ever gotten into an Uber and like it's just sucked. Like the experience overall has just sucked.
Yeah.
This lady was on her phone complaining about being an Uber driver and how she doesn't make any money. I'm in the car, by the way. And I'm like, by the way, I look at my phone.
What was that tip you gave her? That's why she's complaining.
Not my fault. I'm looking at my phone, like where I set the drop-off location. I set it like a mile from my place, like by accident at the Enterprise rental car. But I didn't have the heart to be like, "Hey, could you actually change the location?" Because like I just wanted to get out of that situation. I was just like overstimulated. And that's how my New York trip ended. I finally got back to San Antonio by walking to my house.
Well, this is a good way to pick it up because I have a story about travel and it involves walking. So yesterday, I'm driving to my work and my check engine light comes on and it starts flashing at me. So it's like, I'm like, this is not good. So I get into my parking lot here at work and I call my my auto repair shop, Belden's Automotive.
Shout out.
In Bulgaria. Shout out. I call them. I go, "Hey, can you get me in?" They said, "We can't get you until next week." I was like, "Damn it!" So now I'm gonna have to start calling other people. Call a bunch of other people. They call me back. Belden's does and says, "We can get you in, but we can't guarantee you that we're gonna like get your car back like today." I was like, "Great, no problem." Drive it over there. Get an Uber back. Don't hear anything all day. Call them at 5. Any news? No, we didn't get to it today. Okay, that's fine. Uber to my house. Now, that first Uber cost me like $9, almost 10. The second Uber cost me 11. I'm doing math in my head. I'm like, I'm not going to get my car back this week. So today's Wednesday. So that's what, let's call it $20 a day. I'm going to spend like $200 probably having to Uber to my work and to my house back and forth. I don't get paid enough to be Ubering $200, right? It's not happening.
You slept on an air mattress for 2 years, so I'm thinking you're sitting on pretty nice supply over there.
So,
little rainy day fun.
I look at my phone this morning to Uber to work, $25 because it's like the surge, right? Because it's like rush hour. I looked at how long of a walk it is. It's 2.5 miles.
Now, for a guy like me, that's no problem.
Needless to say, I walked to work this morning.
There you go.
So yeah. So I came
Lovely
in.
weather to walk to work in red flag warning. Super windy over here.
62 degrees, no big deal. I'm probably gonna do it a little earlier tomorrow. Make sure that I don't have any humidity. But yeah. So that might be the move. I might just be walking to work in the mornings. A guy like me, that's not a problem.
For a guy like me, that's not a problem.
Yeah, no. So that's without a car. We will we'll see if we can call the old rents and ask for one of theirs and just molly around in the mom-mobile for a little bit. But yeah, tough times.
You know what it is? The last time you ran into car trouble was during football season.
Yeah.
And now football has started back up. They're doing spring.
They're
doing spring practices this week. I'm sure you might have seen some stuff on social media by now. If not, by the end of this week when this episode comes out, surely they will post some sort of hype video. Lincoln Perry.
Welcome back to college football.
After tearing his ACL last year and then turning into one of the biggest assets the Bobcats have.
And he is off to the races. Perry breaking free. Perry all the way. In for the touchdown.
And he's got open space heading toward the end zone for a touchdown. Lincoln Perry break free with the 47-yard touchdown run.
Here's my pitch. Don't pay attention to any of that because they're not letting me, Andrew, or any other Texas State media member into the practices. True? Yeah.
Do I need to make a call?
What do you mean? Make a call?
Yeah, if I show up, are they going to turn me away?
Yeah, they will. There's not open to the public, or not open to the public for sure, and not open to media members. Number 2.
I wonder.
What's up with that?
We have people's numbers. We can't get in. We're pretty connected.
Yeah, I know.
Can't get in.
They sent this message to all the media members. I
didn't get it.
Well, you did actually. It came to the Squarin Around Gmail, bro. squarinpod@gmail.com. But yeah, I'm saying watch softball. Don't interact with those highlights until the spring game. It's hard for me. Basically, this is why too. Because people are like, Jacob, why are you so down in the dumps about this? It's because if I can't watch this team, how can I know what to hype up? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And some of us are walking to San Marcos, so
Andrew's looking for highlights on his phone. I've passed him already on 35 3 hours ago.
Yeah, exactly. So think about that.
It's a good time we've organized a carpool system because we might need to use it a lot more this year.
Oh, well, here's the thing. I think we'll be okay. But it is it's frustrating. Anyway, yeah, no.
It's fine. It's just an annoyance. I'm just being a baby about it.
No, I think you're right. I think it is. I think it's something to be – you're justified to be upset. Yeah. I'll put it that way. You're justified to be upset.
Well, I mean, I think especially for you and I who have been grandfathered into the older section of the media members now, we've been kind of covering the team. You and I have been covering teams over here at Texas State since 2016.
Yeah, almost a decade.
Nearly, yeah. So we remember when the team sucked and practices were just open to the public.
And it was cold.
Nobody cared.
It was cold.
Wait, I showed up. Everett Withers was there. Jake Spavital was there. I went on a bus with
Lexi Gibbs. It was they had the last buses leaving the stadium parking lot, and me and Lexi went to we went to one of the media availabilities with Withers that was for the spring, and it was freezing cold. When I was like, how is this? This isn't normal. We shouldn't be doing this.
That was back when we had weather in Texas.
Yeah, that's before climate change ruined it. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, that sucks. You're rightfully upset. Yeah. But I agree. Don't boycott the football team until Zimmel and Jake can get into the stadium.
Yeah, not just us. There's a lot of other people who.
No, I don't care about those other people.
For us.
What do I care? Oh, Zach Webb and Kev can't get in the stadium? Who cares? I want to be able to get in the stadium even if I'm not going to be there.
True. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. If they had blocked off Monday through Friday, I wouldn't care. But Saturday and Sunday or Saturdays, availability, I'm like, yo, what the heck?
Saturdays are for the boys to carpool.
Yeah. And so they're still having team availability, with coaches and select players, obviously. But if I came down from San Antonio and then drove to San Marcos and then was only there for 20 to 30 minutes while these guys just talk at a pulpit. Like, what the heck am I doing?
And
like,
let me say this: where are those videos? Because
on YouTube,
unless it's Jacob recording the video, I never see them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not kidding.
Nobody does anything with them, really. I mean,
this goes for Texas State. This goes for Incarnate Word. This goes for UTSA. Texas, I look for something, it's there for me. They do a post game, the video is up immediately. What's going on at Texas State? It doesn't
don't bite
take
the
that
hand
much.
that feeds you. I'm just saying. We were here when this team sucked. We were here when this team was good. We're here now when we don't know anything about this team because we're not allowed to go to practices right now.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about the funniest poll of the year, maybe.
Oh yeah, it's the most clickbait poll.
So,
you set this up.
So the reason that we put that poll up,
title of it being, this is not a team decision.
The poll was,
this is like squaring around challenging people to fight. This is like a you thing.
If Texas State, men's or women, went to the NIT or the WNIT, would you care? Okay, yes, no, which I thought was the right answer. Yes or no. The reason I did that is because I saw so many people complaining on Selection Sunday about their team going to the NIT. And Texas State fans all season have complained about their basketball teams not being any good. So I wondered, if we went to the NIT, would people actually care? Or would they be like, nah, I don't, even though you're good enough to get to the National Invitational, nah, I still don't really care. And people seem to care. I think there's a lot of people who lied in that poll who voted yes, because I see you people not going to the games. So, and I don't have the access to the ESPN Plus viewership, but I guarantee you're not locked in on women's and men's basketball like that. So I kind of put it out there as a, test the water temperature type of thing. Because UTSA is going, I guess, to the WNIT, and I saw their fans complaining about, like, oh, we should be in the NCAA tournament. I'm not going to watch. I was like, okay, if Texas State went to the NIT or the CBI or whatever, would they care?
Should have gone to the big dance.
No, look, them complaining about not making the field of 68 is like us complaining after not winning the tournament. You're a mid-major. Your whole goal is to win the tournament. Don't get upset. Problem solved.
And I guess doesn't matter. That's like where I fall too with some of these things. It's like I don't have any sympathy for losers anymore. Like, your job is to win the games, okay? My job is to hype up the team and to talk to players and coaches and get everybody like hyped up and slightly informed about these things.
Listen, if you don't like the system, complain about it to the commissioner. But let's be honest. The regular season champion does not matter. The only reason you want to win the regular season is to have a better seeding, so you have to play fewer games in the tournament. If you're the number one seed, you have to play, like, I think 3 games. If you're the 10 seed or whatever that we were, you got to win like 5. You get a little bit of credence, you get a little bit of credit for doing well in the regular season. Not all that much, to be completely frank. So your goal is to win those 5 games in the tournament. That's it. I don't care if you go over in conference. You win those 5 games in the tournament. Congratulations. Welcome to the 16th seed. Have fun playing Duke. That's what this is what the Sun Belt has got themselves into. That's it.
Yeah. And you and I have been talking a lot about like money and stuff, like off to the side.
How much we don't get paid.
How much we don't get paid.
You're talking about athletic pay. Gotcha.
Yeah, because I just got like a big like group of contracts back because I asked Texas State for athletic agreements basically that exceed $1 million. I think I got between like 8 and 10 documents. I haven't really looked through all of them.
So how much is Powerade paying us?
It would be wrong for me to talk about any of that until like I actually like look at it and like come up with a few bullet points. That'll probably be next week's episode once I
I'm so excited to go through the finances of Texas State. Ooh, that's a real pod.
Hey, I can't wait till you bring something to the table over here.
I bring charisma.
What do you got?
Charm.
What do you got? So yeah, that'll be next week's episode. But yeah, like me and Andrew were talking about, like kind of off to the side, like how the system really is just kind of money at this point. I mean, it's always been, but now it's a lot front and center, I think. And I think sometimes like, like we talk a lot about like NIL, the impacts of NIL, and eventually now like the impacts of like revenue sharing. But like really, like you still got to play the games, guys. Like I don't care how many Hangry Joe's deals you got. We need to win.
Yeah, no, 100%. Now, do you care if we went to the NIT?
Yeah, for sure. Hashtag, where was everybody in 2022 when we did?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I've been to those games. I was at the FIU game when we were in school and we played against, yeah, was it Florida International or
Yeah, it's Florida. It was a CBI or whatever. I think we played Rice.
we played something? I was there. I actually took a picture. Traylor Reigns Nottingham got nominated for a Texas Award. Shout out.
Best viral moment.
Not too bad.
Mask off.
Our guy Marlon Davis though was going toe to toe with guys in the comments
Really?
for that poll. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't see that. That's
you
funny.
didn't see that? Here,
No.
I'll read you a couple of those highlights and pop them up here. Why do I have 4 notifications? That's never good. It's either you tweeted something or I tweeted something. Oh yeah, should I do a squaring around bracket? No.
Of the best episodes, I think that'd be funny.
Oh yeah, so Marlon Davis at young Marlowe underscore goes, very weird question. Hopefully it's for the fake fans on this app, like at SSN underscore Texas State. Would you care? Either you with us or not? I have a really good relationship with Marlon Davis. That's my guy. So I said, you know where our loyalty lies. Cat's Corner, shout out, goes, yes, if it came on the back of a really good regular season and a deep conference run.
So some stipulations, but
Wait,
okay.
man, let me just go back into the sidelines Texas State thing. So sidelines Texas State goes, fake fan? I follow the basketball team more than 99% of anyone on this app. Guarantee. And if you read the comments, you would see that I said yes.
I just think it's crazy that he just caught a stray. Like,
that was a funny Twitter moment.
Poor guy.
Made this guy crash out. Got 1.5 thousand views. By the way, the final for that poll, 63% yes, 37% no. We got 155 votes for that.
Content king? Let's call it. Let's call it right now. Texas State Sports Press still has a little bit of juice.
I was too tired to even text you about that. I thought that was funny though.
That was good. It's a good poll. It's a really good poll.
There was guys crashing out about everything. Crashing out about the baseball team. That was my department.
Yeah.
Crashing out about the softball team. Thank God they're running. They're like 18-6 right now. They're amazing. I love you, Coach Woodard.
Yeah.
This is their first weekend that they'll go out to play like a road team pretty much since they were invited to the College Station Invitational like a month ago. It's basically been their only road work. So they're out to Conway, South Carolina, who's a very good team. I think they're 24 and something. I think they played like one more tournament.
Doesn't it feel like softball, just like because the games are, I guess, shorter, you get like a ton of them like in like really quick. Like if you told me that they already play like 30 games, I'd be like, holy cow. But that's kind of where we are already, you know?
No. Speaking of baseball, what do you think about the David Pierce news? Out to Rice to be their head coach.
Yeah. All right. Shout out Andrew Zimmel for calling that one. I saw the Rice got rid of their head coach way early in the season, a lot earlier than I thought that they probably should have. Why go into the season with a guy that you know you're going to fire after the first like 10 games? That's where my head was. David Pierce, shout out to you. Congratulations on your 19 games as a Bobcat. You'll go down in Bobcat infamy. You're in the same class
the worst
now.
Record as an assistant coach ever, I would assume.
For winning percentage?
Win rate percentage, yeah.
Probably close. But you joined Cat Osterman as Longhorn legends who come and now wear the cat. So salute to you, sir.
That was a really good like sports anchor monologue outro that you did.
Yeah.
Right, that was really good. Yeah.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's going to get a chance to run a program again. I would like to ask Steve Trout with some truth serum how much he did for Texas State. But you know what? The only downside is that we didn't get to talk to him. I was like, he's coming on the pod at some point, and just never happened. Disappointing.
Well, he's getting announced as Rice's head coach probably right now. It was Wednesday at like 10 o'clock. So
yeah. I missed opportunity.
I need well, you know, I can't put this in here, but if there's some mechanism working against us, is what I'm trying to say.
Why all of a sudden it feels like the person who says they're going to start working out, they're going to like make a New Year's resolution and then they immediately give it up. Why don't you just do open season? Jacob and I are responsible. Let us talk to whoever we want to talk to.
Well, that's essentially what this pass is, isn't it? Like, I can go to whatever I want. So if I can go to whatever I want, why can't I talk to whatever I want?
But like they talk to us all the time, is my point. But I can't get a player.
Don and Kelly. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get a coach. Like we asked for those two, and it's like, yeah, for sure. Here you go.
Here's a peek behind the glass for next week, Andrew. You think I'm not gonna bring this up to Don when we have him on the show?
That's a good point. You raise a good point.
Like, yeah, we'd love to come down to San Marcos, but no media availability at these football games. So,
yeah.
I'm
wondering at what point do they just hire us to be the podcasters for Texas State Athletics?
How much do you think that's worth to them?
I would do it for $15,000.
But do you think they'd probably be like, you cannot talk about the athletics department?
That's any job that you take when you're, the person in charge.
Yeah, for sure. But that's like half of what we do right now.
That's true. Touche.
Okay. We got anything else to talk about? David Pierce, softball being great, football propaganda.
Yeah. All right.
Thought I had more, but that's kind of all that's going on right now.
I think this is a good pod.
Unfortunately, baseball in the stinker right now. Baylor's 14-5. I knew we were going to lose that game. They had wins against Gonzaga. I was like, uh-oh. That's a really good baseball school.
Yeah, I'm locked in on March Madness right now.
Oh, really? I haven't made my bracket yet, but I will put out a Squarin around bracket challenge in the next few minutes. So join if you want to.
Good. We'll do that. We will do that. How far do you think Troy's goes? They play Kentucky in round 1.
Sayonara, suckers.
I'm rooting for them against Kentucky. I hope that they knock Kentucky off. I think it'd be really funny.
I wish I had gone to a Troy game because we went to go see the Red Wolves, and we thought Arkansas State was going to win that. I guess the women's team won, right? Like
yeah. They play UConn.
Look at that. I know women's basketball now.
I would say that UConn is a 44.5 point favorite in that game. That's a lot of points. I'm going to go the under. I think that they cover 44.5, but it's going to be close. And then Troy, on the other hand, I think they're like a 20-something point dog to Kentucky. I'm hoping Scott Cross, former coach of UTA. I hate Troy, but I'd love to see him knock off Kentucky.
Who do you got round 1, Texas or Xavier? This is a game I've been talking about the whole week.
So this is according to our guys on the Longhorn Radio Network who are locked in. It's 50-50. Could go either way.
As locked in as you can be on Texas basketball.
Could go either way. I will say this.
My mom and dad, apparently this story went national like 2 weeks ago. They're out in Vegas, I guess, watching daytime TV. And the coach...
Again? They went to Vegas again?
They went to Vegas again. They love that place. Shout out Adam Levine and Pitbull for having a concert over there.
Good for them. All right, continue.
Maroon 5. But anyway... they're out in Vegas watching daytime TV, and what's the coach of the Longhorns? What's his name?
Ronnie Terry.
Ronnie Terry. Apparently,
Rodney Terry, not Ronnie. Rodney.
Rodney Terry. I knew that name 2 years ago. You know why? Because I went on a run in the NCAA tournament. Now I haven't done anything really.
Continue.
Apparently, Rodney Terry told a group of student journalists that he would be their reference.
It's Vic Schaefer. That was Vic Schaefer who did that.
Vic Schaefer did that?
Yeah.
They told me the head coach did it. See, we gave bad info all around.
Women's coach said that. All right. Vic Schaefer talked to 2 Daily Texan reporters, the student newspaper at Texas, who drove 14 hours to go cover them in Greenville, South Carolina. He said, if you ever need a reference, I'll give you that. Now, connection to Andrew Zimmel, I know the reporter who covered him at Mississippi State when he was a student journalist, and he did give him a reference. So Vic Schaefer has been known to help student journalists.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Much different than our experience at Texas State, even as professional journalists.
I know. I will say this, though. I had it one time somebody said to me, I think it might have been Kinne. No, it wasn't Kinne. It had to be Spavital. One of the head coaches for football was like, if you ever need anything, let me know. I was like, I don't even have your number. Like, how would I get this message to you?
All of them say that to us after the interview.
Yeah.
As soon as we stop recording, they're like, hey, if you guys ever need anything, let us know. And then they
Yeah,
lose
it's like
17-3 at Baylor. They're just like, well, I don't need anything now, unfortunately.
Yeah. How about new shoes? Because I got to walk to work.
Yeah. How about David Pierce's gear?
I'm in, bro. I asked for it. I got dibs on that. So I don't want to hear it. If I do get a box of the gear, I just want to let y'all know I called dibs. So that's why.
What would I want from that pile? Not a whole lot.
Pants?
Nothing will fit me.
Yeah, that's true. All a little baggy. He and I are a similar size.
Yeah. Maybe a hat. You spare a hat for me from that collection?
I spare a hat for you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Give you this jock strap.
Some Texas State reading glasses.
Maroon.
Maroon and gold reading
A
glasses.
couple of the lineup cards?
No.
No? Okay.
I mean, what have the lineup cards done for us lately?
I don't know. I think I'd like a lineup card.
Yeah. From the A&M win. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. By the way, I tried to get the UT guys yesterday to be like, it's not that big of a win anymore. They weren't in. They were like, no, UTSA beat A&M. It's a good win. I was like, is it a good win? They were like, yeah, it's still a good win. I was like, okay. So it's still a good win for Texas State. The minute that win for UTSA doesn't mean anything, it doesn't mean anything for us too. So it's like a double-edged sword.
That game is going to be a bloodbath, though. When we play them in, I think we play them in March, actually, pretty soon. Let me see. I have the schedule
UT?
right now. No, UTSA. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We play them at the end of this month, March 25th in San Antonio. And then they come over to our place in...
I will be in
April?
San Marcos that day. So that's next Monday.
We play them basically like a month apart. They come over to our place on April 29th. We play them on March 25th at their place.
That's next week.
Which they're affectionately calling the bird bath, but that's like an insult, you know? That's like if you were like, welcome to the dumpster fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking
I can
about?
get behind that. All right. I got to go, Jakey.
All right. Love you lots. Thanks for squaring.
Well, let's do an actual outro.
Okay. Do one.
Okay. From New York with love, squaring around. Thanks for squaring, everybody.
I heart New York and I heart Andrew Zimmel. And I heart radio.
We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
Better not come any closer.
Thanks for listening. New episodes out every Thursday. Follow the boys on Twitter. Eat 'em up. Eat 'em up.